do today is unbox a new guitar, and it's another Yngwie Malmsteen artist series. It's the first American version, so I'm excited. I've never seen one in person. I shopped for one for a while, and I wanted to find the color that I appreciate the most, which is the vintage white. Little history. So I already own two of the Malmsteen models. This is the second American version, and this over here is your fourth American version. There are some somewhat significant and subtle differences between each version, and I know what I'm looking for in the guitar that I just purchased, which I purchased online, and seemed like a legitimate seller. And he seemed to know what he was talking about. He took good pictures of the instrument and made sure everything was in working order. And from the pictures and the details, I knew he knew what he was talking about. And I know what that guitar, the first American version, should be. So when I unbox it, I'm looking for specific things to kind of be certain that it is first American version. So just for a few of the things that I'll be looking for. So the first American version has the vintage tuning machines, so that'll be a little different than these two. Also, this is a little subtle thing, but the string tree is going to be different. It's a roller. The truss rod, it's going to be a standard access truss rod on the first version, which means you have to access through the bottom of the neck, which is always fun. You know, these two versions, the second and fourth American version, you can access through the top. The truss rod is accessible through the top, and of course the third and fourth American version have the bullet truss rod, which is pretty dope. So this one just has your standard access, but you can access it through the top, which is cool. The other difference I'm looking for is, so these have the vintage bridges on them. The first American version had the block saddles, so I should see that on the one that I'm going to open. The pick guard is going to be white. The controls on the first American version are very similar to this one, so I'm looking for that. However, the pickups of the first American version are very similar to the second American version. They're DiMarzio, but they're an earlier model, so I'll be looking for that. And I'm also curious about the color. It's going to be a vintage white, but you know, you probably can't see it too well here, but these are both considered vintage white, the body color, but this one's a little little creamier than this one. So I'm curious to see what the tone is of the color on the first American version, which by the way is an 89. This is a 98. And this is a 2001. The next not as dirty as this one. That's one thing that the guy told me about the guitar I just bought, and from the pictures I saw, he said that the neck seems like it's very hasn't been played much. You know, if you look at this one up close, you can see all the dirt in the frets because I play these things constantly. This one's not quite as dirty yet, but I'm also curious about the neck on the 89. If it has more of an amber tint like this one does. This is a little more blonde. So those are the things that I'm looking for as I get to see this beautiful guitar that I'm about to unbox here. So let's go over there and do that. Okay, so this is the guitar that I just received on my front porch. So I'm going to rip it open and see what we got here. It's a little haphazardly packed here. Almost don't even need a knife to get this open here. But I don't see any damage on the box. So, I mean, other than it looks kind of beat up actually, but let's see here. Alright. Some packaging. packaging material off of here. And we'll get this box out of the way for now. The case looks like no one even used this thing. I couldn't imagine buying this guitar in '89. I can't imagine buying this guitar in '89 and not using it. Here we go. Let's pop this baby open. All right. This is the reveal. This is really exciting, actually. Oh, some more packaging. Okay. Wow. Some sort of invoice. Okay. Wow. Did anybody even play this thing? This is amazing. Wow. It's pristine. It's like no one ever even, someone must have bought this thing and threw it in a closet. Okay. This is oh my God. I honestly feel like I just got transported to 1989, like, and bought this. You know, I went to Dave Phillips in Allentown and said, hey, I want to buy this this Malmsteen Strat. So, all right. I guess there's some other stuff in here. It even has like the original card and everything. Okay, the trim bar is in there. Beautiful. So, you know, I bet this is the original case because the guitar looks just as beautiful, just as untouched as the case. But as I was saying before, one thing I forgot is, so this has the 50s style headstock, which is a little smaller. The other two versions have the 70s style headstock, which Fender was making them larger. I guess they call it the CBS. But I am seeing what I'm expecting. We had the vintage machine, tuning machines. Serial number looks legit. And that, I've looked that up. It definitely is a 1989. It has they call it the spaghetti string logo. That's the style Fender logo they were putting on probably in the 50s. Has the Malmsteen signature, which looks nothing like his signature because I've got he's signed the other two guitars. It looks nothing like that. He does something, maybe he used to do it like that, but. So this has the pickups I was expecting. It has a DiMarzio in the bridge, in the neck, and then it's just a standard Fender in the center. I think because Malmsteen never really used that middle pickup, which I don't either. I use the front and back pickup, and that's about it. Man, it feels like no one ever even turned these knobs. There's also something about the pots, the tone pots. You can feel when you turn it. Let's see. When you get to the center, there's like a little notch there. And apparently, when you go past that notch, I guess it's similar to like, you know, the Spinal Tap thing where these go to 11. You know, it makes it sound hotter or something. They did something to the pots. The volume knob is just standard, but
It feels like no one ever even turned these things. I mean, it's not even aged. Like, when you leave guitars out and stuff and play them, and or just from them being out in your environments, you know, they get affected. I have guitars that are older than this that look dirty, and I don't know. This looks brand new. So it does have the block saddles as I expected. And it's got the standard wood screws. The third and fourth American version have machine screws in there, which is Malmsteen wanted it on there because he beats his guitars up and he's worried about the neck breaking off. But that's why he has the 4 screws. But on the new ones, he actually has machine screws in there. Another thing I'm looking for is the skunk stripe. So that should come up to about the 2nd fret. That's how you know. One way to determine if you've got a fake is the skunk stripe. It's like phony, and it'll actually go up further up the neck. So this is where I expect it to be. It's got the brass nut, and again, the truss rod is accessible through the bottom of the neck. It has a little, might be a rosewood inlay there, where you would have access to a truss rod, but this one does not. So that means, you have to fiddle around with that to make adjustments, which I may have to do when I restring it with the strings that I prefer and tune it the way I want it to be tuned. It's like, it's almost in tune. I mean, it is. Okay. I'm just floored by this right now. This is amazing. There's no scratches on it. I mean, yeah. So I can see the scallops are a little shallow compared to the newer versions, but it still has the same feel. I can't wait to plug this thing in. That's not going to happen until I set it up, but yeah, the only thing is, and he had a picture of this, and he shared that in the details. The Fender logo has a little, like, someone must have just dinged it right there. And the water slide decal, like the 50s headstock used those, it's actually on top of the finish, so you can actually scratch that off if you are by accident. So somebody did right there, right on the D, but not a big deal, I mean, this guitar is beautiful. So I am 100% satisfied. I guess I shouldn't say that until I actually play it and plug it in and play it, but yeah, see, it's got the roller string tree. Yeah, this is legit. This is no fake. This is an American-made Stratocaster. So here are the 3 Malmsteen Strats together. You have the 2021, the 1998, and the 1989. So in comparison, just aesthetically speaking, this actually has more of the neck has more of an amber tint than this one. And, of course, has the 50 style headstock, a little smaller compared to the 70 style. And the pick guard actually has more of an aged white look. Now again, maybe it actually is aged. I don't know. Maybe it once did look like that. But
from looking at this guitar, it seems like somebody just bought this somewhere around after '89 and said, okay, I'm gonna put this in the closet, you know, and sell it to somebody someday. I don't know. I will not be selling any of these guitars in my lifetime. So, but yeah, the specs I was looking for, it has the right specs. It looks beautiful, and it looks great alongside the other Strats. And now I'm even more like Malmsteen, I guess. I don't have 200 of them yet, but maybe if I become more of a wealthy man, I'll get a few hundred of them. But I say this thing's pretty awesome, and I can't wait to set it up and plug it in and play it.